Welcome to my November review. And for you Librans, we start the month with Mars being retrograde in your 9th house. And when a planet's retrograde, you can work with the energy. And it's time to develop a philosophy of your own that encompasses all. And also it's a good time to think about what you need to do to grow and to expand within your life. What do you need to learn? What ventures do you need to go on to create this? Now, the other thing we have on the 1st is a conjunction between Pallas Athena and the Black Moon Lilith. And these are both very strong and powerful female influences. And this is happening in your 10th house. This is the house of career. So this is a time when you can look at your career, look at your public standing and your destined path, and see where there are patterns. Pallas is fantastic for looking at patterns. Albert Einstein had this in his natal chart, and he was able to forge a career out of seeing patterns. And this is what you will be able to do with this aspect. See patterns and then make adjustments accordingly. Use this power wisely. So in the 2nd and 7th we have the Sun, Venus and Mercury all in Scorpio in your 2nd house, making opposition to the Moon's North Node and Uranus in the 8th house. So this highlights finances. This highlights not only your finances but any shared finances or finances that come in from an outside source. Now, with this opposition, the North Node being in the 8th house is drawing you away from that 2nd house and the possessiveness of the 2nd house. And maybe it's time to start sharing and start opening up. And maybe it's time to let go of your protected boundaries a little bit so that you can open up and maybe risk a little bit. I'm not saying make big risks, but just start risking a little bit, see how it feels, breaking down those boundaries. Now, you can also expect the unexpected with this because Uranus is very much a planet of sudden change. So there could be sudden changes within relationships or within finances that may be a little bit of a shock, but maybe you need to take these on board, and maybe these are happening for a reason, because with the North Node in this position, fated things will happen and they will lead you perhaps onto better things. On the 8th we have our full moon lunar eclipse, and this moves into that complete aspect we were talking about, and the moon conjuncts the North Node and Uranus, makes opposition to Sun, Venus and Mercury. So there's a lot of planets involved here. There's a lot of energies going on, and the moon brings that emotional side to it. So it's a time to balance your emotional energies, but also it's a time to focus on shared resources again, and maybe it's time to settle some debts, or maybe you have a large expense that comes up. But this eclipse will bring up many aspects and many different aspects, because again the eclipse is connected to Uranus. It's part of the Sarasic South series, which bring a lot of energy within partnerships and relationships, and also this energy has to be used very wisely. So it's a time to reorganize your finances perhaps and get things shored up so that going forward you'll take the benefit and reap the reward of your actions. On the 10th, expect some disruptions to your social plans or your children's plans, because we have a square from the Sun and Mercury to Saturn in that 5th house. Also, on the same day, we have Venus making a lovely grand trine, so this is great for your work and your career. It's a time when you'll be getting on with people and you'll be able to enlist their help, and they will be willing to help you. Now, on the 13th, we have Mercury making the same aspect, and so it's a good time to talk and discuss things and maybe bounce ideas off people regarding your work and career. And then this is also a very passionate day because Venus makes an aspect to Pluto. This is a day when passions run high and desire is strong and very intense. On the 14th, the Sun makes the grand trine, and this is a time when you can look at the bigger picture, see where you are, take stock of things, and maybe a good opportunity to try and bring the spiritual side into your daily life as well. Then on the 15th we have Venus and Mercury coming together for 10 days, and it's in the second house for starters, so still chance to sort out finances and make any adjustments necessary. For on the 19th they move into Sagittarius and the third house, so the emphasis changes. It's more on focuses are more on communication and the intellectual side of things. Now, with these two together, it's always easy to express yourself. And the third house, it may be a good opportunity to be able to express your emotions in an intellectual way. And you should be able to communicate them very well at this time. The Sun makes two aspects on the 18th and 20th, and these are both aspects that you could use to bring about change. The first one is an aspect of Pluto, is in your fourth house, so look at your home area, home environment, make changes there. If things you're not happy with, it's time to seize the opportunity, use the power, and to make those changes. And then on the 20th we have a fantastic aspect, probably the best aspect you could have, and that's Sun trine Jupiter. Jupiter's in the sixth house, so this is the house of your everyday routines and your work. So here again, any changes you need to make in that area, is a good day to do it. This is a fantastic aspect for all kinds of things, so don't be afraid. You'll be very confident you can attempt anything. The downside of this aspect is it can make you a little bit too good. The feel-good factor may be too good, and you may just want to enjoy the day and not bother to do much at all. On the 23rd it's a new moon, and this is a great new moon because it's in Sagittarius and it's in your third house. So the emphasis is now changing to the intellectual side of things, communication, learning new things. This is a great time to start learning new things over the next couple of weeks. Things that excite you, things that will bring you a sense of adventure would be great. It's a great time to do any paperwork, get things done, or any communications, letters you need to write or emails you need to write. This is all a good time to get these done and finished now. We also have Jupiter going direct on this day. Jupiter's the ruler of Sagittarius, so this brings a feel-good factor with it. As Jupiter starts to move forward, opportunities will start to arise, and this is a good time before Jupiter leaves the sixth house to attend to any things you need to change in your fitness, health, diet, exercise. Good time to make all these changes right now. On the 25th we have Venus Mercury making a positive aspect to Chiron, who's in that seventh house of relationships. Now this is a good opportunity to express yourself and to put your past hurts behind you and to use them to motivate you to express your love in a new and exciting way. Then on the 26th we have Mars making an aspect to Saturn, but because Mars is retrograde there's not much that's going to happen around this time. This is a good time to work behind the scenes and to prepare ready for next year when Mars goes direct again. To finish the month we have Mercury making two aspects to Mars and Saturn. So again it's time to prepare behind the scenes, to think about the future, plan for the future, and to get things ready and organised for next year. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and we'll see you next month.